It's a good time of year to get out of Ohio.
It's a great idea to get out of alcohol. Yeah, yeah. Monica, do you have thoughts, questions, comments, things you'd like to share?
Well, I would just love to process this conversation for a couple of days and come back because it's like we've met our friends here. So if you can see my background, we're big design thinking advocates as well, practitioners, and we focus on K through 12 in cities, project-based learning, and inviting kids to engage in placemaking and having impact in their own cities that are undergoing pretty rapid development right now, between Detroit and Pontiac, which is Pontiac's a smaller post-industrial city in our region, 30 miles north of Detroit. And it's the downtown center, however, of a very wealthy county, Oakland County. And we just studied a number of issues impacting cities. We work with a number of networks connected to the UN, Placemaking X and Placemaking US networks. And we've introduced design thinking in a number of their programs. And we worked, I believe it was 2020 Earth Day, and I pulled up a mural. I could share my screen as well, to engage that group with World Creativity Day, but it didn't quite happen. But anyways, I could send you videos or other things. You talked about books. This is probably our big foundational book that we really love.
It looks well loved.
Yeah.
Time when everybody designs. Great.
Enzio Manzini, and we love Mariana Mazzucato as well. I went and grabbed our books that we love, our well-loved books. So like Mission Economy, Six Thinking Hats. Yeah. I bet you I'm sure you're familiar with that work, Jim.
Yeah. The Debano Center is on is one of our huge supporters.
Wow.
And and so
could I show you our process that we use? We have a digital process, and I saw AI listed in some of your curriculum, Mary Beth, and I'm be curious in what you're exploring.
We're doing a whole AI series this spring.
Oh wow! Okay. Yeah, we're looking at that as an aid to creativity as well.
Yeah, I'm very interested in the synergies between AI and human creativity.
Wow. So this, I'll just show you this really quick. This is the process that we ran for Earth Day 2020, I believe it was. And this was a global network of Placemaking X people doing, and we facilitated it. And so we made DeBono's hats like part of the engagement. And you're probably all familiar with murals, all an interactive program. And we had a great Zoom of about 50 people on to just really deep dive a number of issues. This was right as the pandemic was coming into our mindset, so it was interesting. And yeah, we do this, like, I think we're a cross between design thinking and systems thinking.
Right.
And so with these context bubbles, where we sort of identify what are the tent poles holding up any intentional element or purpose of a project, and then tracking bold steps and values and game plan And we use a journey map too. We've updated our process since I used this mural, but this is our mural we're developing. Since another thing we did recently was just coming out of facilitating the Better Cities Film Festival in Detroit. And I think that's part of UN Habitat. And we're in Urban October right now. So our two projects I think we would want to do for World Creativity Day would be running our process digitally at the Michigan Central Station. Is everyone familiar with Ford's attempt to develop a humane, non-industrial complex here in Detroit? It's $1 billion. No. Yeah, they've put $1 billion into it. I'm 2 blocks away from this development, and it's to transition forward from 20th century industrial juggernaut to a more 21st century innovative company, and to their stated purpose, although some things have been delayed, but their stated purpose as well is making Corktown, the neighborhood I'm in, which is the oldest neighborhood in Detroit, not impacted by car-centered development. And then in Pontiac, the place I mentioned 30 miles north, is another kind of industrial redesign into Innovation District, but they're not using Innovation District as their language yet, but that's what we're advocating for. So maybe we could get some creative brains helping us over here during World Creativity Day.
Yeah, this is just incredible.
Yeah. We run these parking days. This is a poster we've designed over the years. We've done 7 of them, and that's to kind of, if everybody's familiar with what parking days are, it's where people all over the world take over a parking space for a day. They put change in the meter, and they say this public space could be something more than just car storage for a city, which also, if you take away parking, you have to force the transit issue. So we really like that because it's tactical, and it's something anybody can do, and anybody does do. You don't have to go through organizations or do any handshakes or anything like that to get your project visible. And so we worked with the founder of Parking Day this year. We did it at Michigan Central Station, and John Bella, he joined us, and we had a great conversation. We worked with him the year prior on global placemaking through Placemaking Europe. That we did a global cohort, and we co-facilitated that with Placemaking Europe and John Bella. So I think there's a lot to build from over here, and we hope, one thing we do not have are universities participating and doing the things that you're doing around curriculum and all that. We don't really have advocates for that necessarily in our neck of the woods.
Why is that?
I really don't. I'm not sure. Let's see. I can stop my share here. We've done we work through pilot projects. You would probably love a good conversation with my co-founder, who's not here, couldn't be here, but he's got a long history with the auto industry and was a big advocate for digital back in the 80s, in transitioning the print industry and the advertising industry from print to digital.
Huh?
And kind of pioneered some very interesting technology. His first company was called RGB Studios in the 80s. So, as you know, that's the color model for the web. So
Right.
we have a digital image from that era we're thinking about as an NFT. But crypto is so dangerous. It's something so weird, but we have a real authentic, interesting piece to share somehow in this community. but yeah, well, I'm sorry. Did I get distracted from your thought?
Not at
I
all.
think I did.
It was a wonderful, innovative word spill. I loved it.
Okay, good. Yeah, so any way we can contribute or participate, or you collaborate here, we can work with Black Tech Saturdays, which is a large group that's been forming at New Lab, which is the Michigan Central Station's being renovated by Ford, but it's also part of an innovation district, and the book depository has been renovated, and that's their actual innovation space. And so we're thinking of hosting something there, and it falls right before Earth Day, which is something we do every year, so hopefully we can kind of merge those projects together.
Great, that's great. Yeah, that's exciting stuff that you are doing up there, and be in a past life. I used to be a filmmaker and spent some time up in Detroit, and I also had family who lived up there. So I'm aware of some of the struggles.
Oh, good. I remember what what I was attempting to address about universities' non-participation. We've been the focus of a couple of IRB studies, and I think it's just it's the political dynamic. There's not really. I think that the professors typically want to engage and be more productive partners with the cities. In Pontiac, I'm speaking more specifically because it's just more of a divide. In Detroit, you have University of Michigan participation, and they're opening up an innovation center. So your curriculum would probably be meeting them at the right time, or they would want to do their own, of course, but anyways, but in Oakland University in Pontiac, there's just really not. They're just more siloed and removed.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
And the political dynamic is they work with the leadership, and if that leadership's not interested in the creative or entrepreneurial future of their own people, then they're not really gonna override that.
Oh,
I'm sorry to interrupt. I have another meeting at 3, but I just wanted to say thank you, and it was a pleasure to meet you.
Please stay in touch and let us know any way that we can collaborate or support. And we value what you are all doing there. I will devour your website.
Okay. Yeah, happy to meet again and talk further if that's ever of interest.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
All right, take care. So nice meeting you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
And Ben and Adam, if you guys have classes, you might want to get to them.
Yeah, I'll be here for Thank you.
Okay.
Cool. See you, 7.
See ya. Yeah, so that's great, Monica. I really appreciate your sharing. Pontiac, is it holonomy?
Yes.
And tell me the structure of your incubator.
Well, holonomy means connecting parts with wholes, and so we work more as an intermediary, and we're a 501(c), so we're L3C. Sorry, we're for profit, but we're mission driven in our statement, and our mission is design thinking and placemaking between education and cities.
Excellent. And how big is the Pontiac?
We're a founder driven organization, so it's myself and my partner Jim Ross, but we've got numerous partnerships, from global partnerships from Better Cities Film Festival to Placemaking X down to local grassroots. We work with citizen district councils and community groups, grassroots groups, and we've worked with cities and universities as well. But yeah, we've been in a kind of longer phase of R&D, but shifting to a more scaled version.
That's wonderful. If there's any way we can support, again, I think that a lot of cities are going through what Detroit is going through and struggling with some of the issues, and what you are doing is really nicely connected to several of the sustainable development goals. And so, Ben, if we can make sure that Dean would be the one to connect with Monica, and Dean DiCarlo is the head of our World Creativity Innovation Day team that works on the outreach and the connecting there.
Beautiful. I just put my email in your chat.
I see. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you. And we're excited to follow along. This is breath of fresh air.
Right. Well, we do this at the end of every month.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Great. We'll see you next month then.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Thank you guys, Ben, Dr. Marta.
Thank you, Ben. I will.
I'll see you at 7 for.
See you.